Here we go then, the biggest Grand Slam of the year. We're all in white, we're ready to go. Wimbledon is beginning.
Yeah, one of our favourite tournaments of the year and the biggest tournament of the year. So let's get into our predictions.
So starting off on the men's side, I'll go straight into my prediction. I am backing the man in form, 2 Grand Slams already this year in Australia and in France. Novak Djokovic is my prediction.
Well, Sam, I think you've gone with a strong contender there. I mean, he's already won 2 Grand Slams this year. Who knows, maybe he could go for a third, possibly a fourth. But why do you think Djokovic's game is so well suited to the grass?
Well, if you look at how he plays, he has got his touch around the whole of the court is amazing. He's got the ability just to slow the ball down. We know how important slice is on a grass court. We're mentioning that for the first time as well, given the surface at Wimbledon. And he is someone who has just got so much ability, and he just knows exactly what to do. He can change his tactics depending on who he's up against in each round. And for me, he hasn't been spoken enough on our channel this year. He is going to have too much for most players, for every player, in fact. And that is why I am backing the 5 times Grand Slam winner at Wimbledon, Novak Djokovic.
It's scary. It's scary, isn't it, Sam? But how do you think he's gonna adapt his game to, say, some of the big servers that we see do so well at Wimbledon, like John Isner, Karlovic, Zverev, in the top 10, he's in the top 10. How do you think he's going to adapt to those kind of players?
Well, he is the king of the returner. He's the best returner we've ever seen, in my opinion. We look at his split step is on point. He shortens his backswing to get the ball back in play. And I mean, you just look at him play, he's elastic. That's how I describe him. His flexibility is just unbelievable, and he can get the ball back in the most awkward places, landing the ball pretty much on the opponent's front foot. It is remarkable. So his return game is so good, and we know how big that is at Wimbledon on the grass. That ball skidding through the surface, skidding through the turf. He is going to be, due to his ability to return, so difficult to beat. The last thing to add, really, Jai, on Novak Djokovic is he is chasing Federer's all-time title on Grand Slam wins. Federer, don't forget, is at 20. Novak Djokovic, 19. He is 1 behind. That's going to give him that extra bit of motivation. He doesn't really need it, let's be honest, but it's going to give him that extra spark to push himself on. He's already won 2 Grand Slams this year, and he is going to win Wimbledon 2021.
No, I think that's going to be very important, the return, definitely, especially against these big servers, like you said. So, Sam, I look forward to seeing Djokovic in action at the All England Club and can't wait to see how he does. So my men's player to watch at Wimbledon 2021 is Italian player Matteo Berrettini, number 9 in the world at the moment.
Guy, we saw him play at the French Open. He did really well there. What makes his game, though, so suitable to playing on grass?
Well, we talk about the big servers doing well on the grass. We mentioned that the grass is definitely a faster surface out of all the different surfaces, but also he's got a way of really flattening out both his shots on the forehand and backhand side. We talk about how much topspin we want to get on when we're playing on clay, but on grass, we want to try and keep the ball fast and low. And this is what Berrettini does so well and quickens the game a lot from doing this.
Absolutely, Jai. And I mean, you mentioned a few of his strengths there, his attributes in his game. I mean, is there anything else that you think we should be looking out for, watching out for in Berrettini's game?
Definitely. I mean, he's got a solid forehand and backhand, but in particular, his forehand is what he does the most damage with. That's his money shot, if you want to put it that way. And the way that he can go from his backhand corner and hit his inside-out forehand and create that angle and really maneuver his opponents out off the court is going to be what's crucial if he wants to start doing some damage in the Grand Slams against the very top players in the world. So the way he hits that forehand, especially with that sort of flat spin that he gets on the ball, keeps the ball low and rushes his opponents, and that's when he can come into the net and even finish points.
I think, Jai, he's a great prediction. He's one of the next generation stars coming through. And like you say, he's gonna get towards that business end at Wimbledon. I'm sure he's going to make at least the quarterfinals. I mean, he's someone, again, who was on my radar in terms of who I was looking at backing for Wimbledon. I think his time is coming. Similar to Tsitsipas, we know obviously about what happened to him at the French Open, making the final. But as I say, Berrettini, I think he's starting to, enter that, that sort of caliber of players, that list of players, the young guns coming through. And like you say, I think he's got every chance to, make big steps, big strides at Wimbledon this year.
Definitely, Sam. One more thing just to wrap it up is we talk about his serve being another weapon in his game, and how important the serve and the return is on grass, especially when you're serving. You want to try and get on your serve and then forehand if it's your strongest shot, and he does this particularly well, especially when he tries to go round and hit from his backhand corner off the return. Is quite incredible, and definitely going to be an important pattern of play on the grass courts at SW19.
We're looking forward to it. And don't forget, for everyone watching, leave your comments below. On the men's side, who are you backing for Wimbledon 2021? Next up, we move on to the women's side. Everyone watching, we know how much you are loving our predictions videos. We had a lot of response to our French Open predictions video last month, big views as well. A massive help to us would be if you could subscribe to our channel. So please do that. You can then stay up to date with all of our content coming out, plus our on-court material too. Stay with us.
So Sam, we've done the men's predictions, but now we move on to the women's side. So who are you backing on the women's side?
I'm going for the young American player, Coco Goff.
Well, that's a very bold prediction, Sam, but at the same time, I think it's very possible that she could go on and win. But what my question is to you, she's so young. How do you think she's got to the level she's got at such a young age?
Well, you look at her all-round game, the power that she gets on both sides, and she just, ever since I first started watching her, she plays with someone who's got many more years of experience behind her. She doesn't look her age. She doesn't play like her age. She is just, the experience that comes out when you see her play is ridiculous. She beat Venus Williams a couple of years ago at Wimbledon, to reach the fourth round. And for me, she is someone who just oozes quality in all parts of her game. And that is why I feel like her time is coming to win her first Grand Slam. And you know what? Stranger things have happened.
Definitely. That's good. So what do you think makes her so suited to the grass court at Wimbledon?
I think, again, we look at her all-round game. I think she's got lots of power. We know how fast the grass courts are. I think especially her forehand side, she can, dictate well on that side. Lots of power. Again, for someone so young, she can out-hit many of the other women on her side of the draw, in my opinion. I think she's got a lot of power. So I think that will definitely help her. I think her athleticism, I think her footwork is brilliant. She moves very, very well, very efficiently. And we know, again, how important that is, especially in the heat. Year on year, Wimbledon, I think, we look at the weather, it's always getting hotter. So I think that will really help her as well, go the distance. And say that is why those attributes to her game are why I'm backing her, Coco Goff, the young American, to win Wimbledon 2021. So you've heard my prediction on the women's side, Coco Goff. Jaya, who are you backing on the women's side?
Well, I'm going for the 6th ranked player in the world, which is Elina Svitolina.
What makes Svitolina a favourite for Wimbledon this year?
Well, Sam, she has got to the later Grand Slam stages on a numerous times. She's got to the semi-finals of Wimbledon back in 2019. So she's got to these later stages, but this year I just feel like this is her year to shine on the grass and win it.
We look, Jaya, at the women's side and we see how unpredictable, we saw it, in Paris at the French Open, how unpredictable it is on the women's side. So Svitolina, I mean, as you mentioned her, her track record there. Going forwards, though, is there anything in her game that she needs to work on to improve, do you think, in terms of pushing to win her next Grand Slam?
Yeah, I mean, unlike with Coco Goff, her serve maybe could improve in terms of a little bit more power, especially on that first serve. And we talk about how important the first serve is on grass. We want that highest first serve percentage. So that would definitely be one area she needs to work on. But she's got a very good all-round game. Her footwork is brilliant. She can change directions so well, and that's very important on the grass. You need that traction to be able to change direction, especially on a fast surface like that. But she's got great tactical awareness. She has a way of working out her opponent's game plan really well. And I feel like that's one of the reasons she has got to number 6 in the world.
Jai, it's going to be really exciting to see how she gets on. I mean, we got to mention Coco Goff as well beforehand. Is there anything else you want to add to, to the viewers watching today on Svitolina? Anything else you want to mention about her game?
Well, I just feel like I said, this is her breakthrough moment. She's been waiting a long time. She's 6 in the world, and not many people who get to 6 in the world haven't won a Grand Slam. And I feel like this is her time to win one. Like I said, she's got great footwork. She can maneuver opponents around the court really well with a great game plan. And I think she can cause some real danger to the top seeds. But as we know, with the women's side, it can be so unpredictable. So it could be a Coco Goff Svitolina final. Who knows?
We will wait and see. Only time will tell. So don't forget, Wimbledon kicks off very soon. Okay, Monday, the 28th of June. Set it in your diaries. Get ready for it. It'll be out, obviously, on TV as well. So we'll be able to watch it, sit there, enjoy it. And fascinating 2 weeks of tennis to come.
Can't wait, Sam. I look forward to it.
There we go then. Our predictions for Wimbledon 2021 on the men's side and the women's side. Don't forget, leave your comments below. We want to hear from you. Who are you backing on both sides this year? And Jaya, isn't it exciting? I mean, what are you going to be bringing out for Wimbledon this year, mate?
Well, I've got to bring out the strawberries and cream. I mean, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? And especially for our podcast series, which is imminent.
Talking of that, our podcast series, we are going to be going for a daily video giving you our player to watch for that day, so who we think could be a bit of an underdog, a bit of a wild card of the day, and the match of the day as well. So stay tuned for that. That will be on the way Monday the 28th of June, so be ready for that video. And we'll leave it there for today. We cannot wait for this tournament to begin in London at Wimbledon on the 28th of June. Okay, running all the way through until Sunday, the 11th of July, where we'll know by then who is the winner on the men's side and the women's side at Wimbledon 2021. We'll see you soon.